Hello and welcome to the UJ Lucky Star Cooking Show. UJ What's Cooking? UJ has partnered with Lucky Star, South Africa's most iconic brand, to bring you the best way to cook better, affordable and delicious meals. This show is organized under the UJ Healthy Campus Program banner, which aims to enhance all aspects of well-being for students and the campus community at large, looking to reverse the well-established trend of young adults compromising their health during their academic careers. This initiative is already having a positive impact on the lives and lifestyles of university students around the world. In this series of our UJ Lucky Star Cooking Show with the School of Tourism and Hospitality and the Center for Ecological Intelligence, we will have meaningful conversations that leave you inspired. The products we use offer various flavors, from the tasty hot chili and peri-peri to tangy sweet chili and tomato sauce for a homely, aromatic, delicious meal. This is UJTV. According to the Global Healthy Campus Program, universities shall provide, among other, sustainable food and nutrition catering services and meals that are appropriate for the campus communities. The program also encourages universities to provide nutrition counseling to the campus communities. In today's episode, we chat to Ms. Cari Erasmus, a registered dietitian in the nutrition science team of the Heart and Stroke Foundation South Africa. She has 4 years of diverse experience in private and public healthcare settings. She has a special interest in public health and graduated with a master's degree in public health nutrition with distinction. Her key focus areas include promoting healthy eating habits. So, we all eat, and with food comes meaningful conversations to connect. Food brings people together and shapes cultural norms through shared meals and traditions. Food also plays a significant role in building relationships, strengthening communities, and even impacting individual well-being. So, let's hear from Cari and we get cooking. Quite excited about today's episode because our guest was one of the speakers during the Food Insecurity and Nutrition Knowledge Seminar in April this year. That seminar is of course continuing on the 16th of October 2025. So to help our guest Cari Erasmus put together a very nice dish, we've got one of the interns here at the UJ School of Tourism and Hospitality, the chefs, who are going to assist us put together a very nice meal. We've got Chef Dimakatso Mahato. Ma'am?
Good, so how are you?
Welcome to the episode.
Thank you so much.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
So we've got Cari. Cari is a dietitian at the Heart and Stroke Foundation South Africa. So she knows a lot more about food, more than probably you do. But
Exactly.
obviously you know a lot about preparing the food, probably more than she does.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us a little bit about yourself. Why did you choose to study what you studied?
Okay, currently right now I'm doing my master's in tourism and hospitality management, and I'm based in the main kitchen at the Kesner building. And you know, throughout the experience, it's been a very rocky ride, I must say, because it's not always I will have like a perfect dish that will like literally go out. When she was talking about us having measured amounts of salt, I remember I made a mistake at some point and I added too much salt, and then Chef Da was like, no, it's okay,
Yeah.
you know. So you always have like these ups and downs in the kitchen, but one thing thing that I love about being in the kitchen is the fact that I get like the opportunity to literally explore, and I'm known as the vegetarian girly, so I tend to be able to like cater for people who are lactose intolerant or who have dairy requirements, gluten-free people. So you always have to like pay attention to the things that you use, vegan, because of, you know, it's very important to know the difference between all of these various requirements so that you can cater for your guests, basically. Yeah.
Health conscious, I like that. Okay, so what do we have today for today's dish?
Okay, so for today we have 2 types of dishes, right? The first dish, it is the pilchard wraps, veggie wraps, right? And then that on its own consists of our Lucky Star pilchard, hot chili, right? And then we're gonna have some grated carrots, and then we're going to have some bell peppers, cucumber, which will go right towards the end. And then the pilchard, of course, will be incorporating some plain yogurt in it and a little bit of some seasoning. And then we're just going to like literally make a very beautiful, healthy wrap.
Okay.
Right? And then the second dish is a pilchard and tomato mustard salad, not mustard, but actually pasta salad, right? And then that on its own consists of the pasta itself, some pilchard right over there, it's placed there, and then a little bit of some cherry tomatoes, right, and some black pepper just to top off everything, and a little bit of some olive oil.
Yeah.
Basically, these two meals, they can literally be made by university students,
yeah.
right? And they're very healthy, right, because you tend to get a little bit of some everything, right? So you get a little bit of some protein, you get a little bit of some your starch, right, in your body, you get some nutrients from the vegetables. So it's quite interesting dishes that are very cost-friendly to varsity students and also healthy.
The aim of the show is to make sure that we prepare meals that are accessible, affordable, and of course nutritious.
True that.
So I can't wait. Let's get our hands dirty. Of course, the first thing to do is we wash our hands, and then we're gonna get dirty in the kitchen. Got Cari, and welcome to the show, Cari.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you again.
Oh, it's lovely to be here. I'm excited. We're going to cook today.
Yeah. So, a registered dietitian, what goes into your work? What's your role at the Heart and Stroke Foundation?
So I'm a registered dietitian at the Heart and Stroke Foundation. We have a nutrition science program. So basically what we do is we take scientific information. At the Heart and Stroke Foundation, we're all about heart health and brain health. So we take that scientific information and we translate it into easy, understandable recommendations for the public, you know, to improve their heart and their brain health. But also, obviously, I'm a dietitian, so I focus a lot on food and healthy eating behaviors and what we can do to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies.
Yeah. So let me get this right. Are you working with Lucky Star on all their products, or is it certain products?
Yeah, so certain products we work with Lucky Star because of the key nutritional aspects of that product. So today we're going to be cooking with their pilchards, and that is one product that we are very passionate about, and that actually has our Heart Mark endorsement because of the high omega-3s that product has.
So a registered dietitian, that means you could be able to advise people on, that's my personal view, that you can advise me if I need to gain weight or somebody that needs to lose weight, what type of everyday food items to consume, the type of dietary requirements needed for people to achieve their goals. How do you go about that, and what does it take for people to achieve their goals, depending on what they want to achieve, of course?
Yes, that's such a great question. The nice thing about food and about diet is that whether your goal is to lose weight or to gain weight, we have basic principles for a healthy diet no matter the goal. So you start with a healthy, balanced diet, and then from there you'll make a few adjustments for the specific goal. But the principle of healthy eating is a healthy, balanced meal at every time you're going to be eating, so that you want to make sure there's a healthy carb, there's your healthy protein, there's your fruit and your veg. So if you have those principles, that's what you want to base your meal and your overall diet around.
We speak about 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Sometimes some people add snacks in between during the day as they go about their day. What type of foods would make for a beautiful, healthy eating habit or healthy diet in those 3 times of the day to consume food?
Yeah, great question, because we live in what we call in research a nutrition transition, right? So we've moved from where everyone was cooking at home, having their own gardens, their own livestock, to now where most of us are buying foods. We have a lot more processed foods available. So it becomes a lot harder to eat healthy. I mean, especially if you think about students, they're always on the go, or they always have an assignment due or exam that's waiting. So it can be tempting to just grab something without actually thinking, what am I putting into my body? But we want to aim for foods that are low in fat. So our unhealthy fats are saturated fat. We want to aim for foods that are low in sugar and salt. And we want to go for our fresh, as fresh as possible, as minimally processed. So lots of fruits, lots of veggies, your lean proteins. So we want to base our meals around that.
A lot of people nowadays, because of the busy lifestyles, and you just mentioned you can grab anything anywhere, struggle with all sorts of diseases. You know, there's a lot of high sugar diabetes, and there's a lot of other food related, you know, there's obesity, etc. And there's obviously certain food items that we know that have got too much salt, and you spoke a lot about foods that contain too much salt during the seminar in April this year. What is the acceptable salt intake in terms of in our food? Because usually you go to a restaurant or at home, you've dished up food. There's those people that would grab, you know, a can of salt
and put extra
and before they could actually taste the food.
Yeah.
Is that a better way of consuming food, and what is the acceptable food, salt intake?
Yeah, so that's the problem with when we buy lots of food, right? Because then we don't know what went into the preparation of that food, how much salt was added when they were making food. Or, you know, fruits also naturally do have sodium in there, so it becomes a salt adding on salt. So the World Health Organization recommends that we have no more than 5 grams of salt per day, right? And that is...
Per day?
Yeah, and that's about a teaspoon.
Wow.
So that's not a lot of salt, and that recommendation includes salt that you add, but it also includes salt that's already in the product. So when we buy processed foods, most of the time there's already salt in there, because that's what's used as the preservative to make it last longer. Okay. So one thing that we can do to check how much salt we're getting is to check the food label. And there you want to aim for less than 600 milligrams of salt. So if I have a product and I check the label and it has more than 600 milligrams per 100 gram, then I know, okay, this product is a little bit high in salt. But also the other things we can do, as you said, is be careful to just add salt without tasting the food. Also, our bodies are so smart, so you can actually train your taste buds to slowly get used to less salt. So you can slowly start decreasing the amount of salt that you take every day.
Is salt the only concern that we should have when we consume our food, or are there other dangers in food, like sugar, for instance, and maybe fats and other stuff? What should we look out for if we really need to be healthy, that we shouldn't consume so much in our food?
Yeah, no, most definitely. You've mentioned diabetes or high blood sugar. So definitely sugar is something that we need to look out for. Like a can of cool drink can almost have 9 teaspoons of sugar, and we don't always realize that. Wow. Because when we're drinking it, it doesn't taste like you're just eating the raw sugar, and that's how they get you. So no, sugar is definitely one that we need to look out for. And as you mentioned, fat, saturated fat is a big one. That's the one that's especially linked to heart disease, high blood cholesterol, high blood pressure. So yeah, I'd say the big 3 is salt, sugar, and saturated fat.
Okay. And of course, we are doing these episodes of this show for our students here at UJ and other students watching elsewhere, because this is obviously digitally and available online. What are some of the things that students should mind in their daily diets that they need to be aware of, the do's and don'ts?
Yeah, okay. So I'd say do's. Firstly, we mentioned basing your diet around fresh produce. So try and include as much vegetables and fruit. So the recommendation is 5 a day. So that's usually three vegetables and 2 fruits per day. And a portion of veg is just more or less half a cup to a cup, depending on the vegetable. So 5 a day might sound a lot, but it's not actually that much. So that's the first thing, that wherever you can, you want to go for fresh produce. And then we mentioned sugar, salt, saturated fat. So one big thing that students do is consume lots of energy drinks. So not only does that have lots of sugar, it also has caffeine, which in high amounts is also not very good for the heart. It can increase your blood pressure, the heart needs to work harder, and then in the long run it's not as beneficial for your body. So those are definitely things to look out for.
Okay, all right. So to you, the viewer, thank you so much for watching. This is all we had for today's show, and thank you so much for supporting the show. I hope that you feel inspired to do more and be great after this hearty conversation with our guest, Cari Erasmus from the SA Heart and Stroke Foundation. Please share with us your cooking tips and experiences in the comment section below. It's always great to cook and enjoy food together. Continue cooking with Lucky Star and the UJ School of Tourism and Hospitality as you work on your next best thing. Catch another episode of UJ What's Cooking next week, same time, same place. And of course, subscribe to UJTV on YouTube. And of course, follow us on all social media platforms at UJ Sports, Lucky Star, STH, and CEI for sport updates, recipes, and inspiring daily content. Keep cooking with Lucky Star and find joy in the taste of home. We will see you in the next one. Thank you.